Yes, sir, we're officially back at it. This is Boog Nice coming at you with the Marvel Legends Netflix series Luke Cage and Claire Temple 2-pack review. Let's do it.
This ain't for no scalper. You a scalper? Then fuck out shit. This one's for them real collectors. That's army building and posing figures. Marvel Legends, imports, mini matey, I'm fucking with them. Hype beast, we know about you. Stay buying figs, don't know about it.
And a quick look at the artwork on the left side of the box. You can see illustration of Luke Cage taking some fire. And on the opposite side, you can see Claire. Alright, so I've got Luke Cage, aka Power Man, and Claire Temple out of the package. This is one that I've been looking forward to. I hope you all are enjoying season 2 of Netflix's Luke Cage. I'm only 2 episodes in, so I don't really know how it's going to turn out, but so far, so good. So, you know, I was really looking forward to this pack because, for one, it's a black character and a Latina supporting character, so 2 minorities in 1 2-pack. Very bold and brave of Marvel, and I think the pack is okay. I'm not really sold on the likeness for Claire, but Luke Cage's likeness is definitely there. But their bio reads, when Luke Cage meets Nurse Claire Temple, he discovers that even a bulletproof man sometimes needs someone to help him keep it together. So Claire comes with a little pocketbook, black pocketbook with the silver buckle, a little bit of detail here. Looks like the same pocketbook that came with Mary Jane and the Mary Jane and Spider-Man 2-pack. And there's a look at that. And that looks good. That looks authentic. And this is probably the better way for it to go, with the strap draped over her left shoulder. When I tried to put it the other way, it didn't look as nice. It didn't sit quite right. And while I have her here, before I get into her other accessories, because she is actually the only one that comes with accessories, Luke Cage doesn't come with anything, which is disappointing. But while I have her here, let's take a good look at this head sculpt. So, yo, Rosario Dawson is bae, first of all. If you young whippersnappers never saw Kids, go back and watch that movie. Ever since she made her debut in Kids, I think that was probably her first movie. You know, I was definitely a fan of hers. And then if you've seen Kids, or if you've never seen Kids, you should definitely go and check out He Got Game after that too. She is Rosario Dawson is great. So yeah, but this does not quite look like her. There is a very slight resemblance. She does look like some average Latina from Spanish Harlem, I guess, but not quite like Rosario Dawson. So they didn't nail the likeness, but I do actually like the face. I do think it looks good and it's something different. And if anything, you know, you're going to pick up this pack for a bunch of kit bashing and swapping parts. And obviously this body can be used for some of the regular comic-based heroines to have a different outfit. So, you know, that's all fine. But again, they did not nail the likeness here. And taking a look at, I don't even really like her deco. I do like the shirt, the collared shirt, the tight shirt, but I don't know what these pants are supposed to be, if they're supposed to be pants or if they're supposed to be workout pants, stretch pants, or what. I don't really like the shoe choice. I don't know. I just wasn't really feeling this outfit too much. But again, just to have this particular body and a different option for some for swapping heads and stuff like that, I'm cool. And out of the package, she comes with a right hand that's open with the fingers slightly spread and a left hand with a fist. And this was a nice touch. They gave her a couple of gloved hands, so they look like actual surgical or medical gloves. And, you know, they look decent. I thought this was really clever and cool. And, you know, it's fitting for her character. Obviously, she's a nurse. And then she also comes with another set of hands. And I don't know what the heck this is supposed to be. I guess this is something that happens in season 2, because I don't remember her breaking these out in season 1 unless I missed something. Let me know in the comments below. But there's some sort of makeshift weapons or claws. I guess she assists Luke at some point in season 2 and they fight together or whatever. Corny. I don't know. Maybe I got to wait to see it, but this is registering pretty high on the corny meter right here. Taking a look at Claire's articulation. Obviously, her head is on a ball joint, so you can take a look at that. Standard ball peg, I guess, for this particular buck. She can turn left to right. She can look down a little bit. She can look up just a little bit. She's going to be hindered because of how her hair drapes down close to her bosom and how it drapes down towards her the middle of her back. But, you know, it's decent. It can pivot. It's not terrible. Shoulders are on a ball joint. They're going to come up just that far. You can do a full 360, no cut at the upper bicep. You do get a single jointed elbow, just a little bit more than 90 degrees, I guess. You get a swivel. You get a hinge and a swivel on the wrists. You get very little upper torso articulation. It'll move. It won't move. It'll move back and forth just a little bit. This is the awful upper chest articulation on this particular buck. And then you don't get anything in the midsection. T-joint at the pelvis. Legs will come up that far. A split will look like that. And you get upper thigh swivel, a double jointed knee. You get a hinge and a nice pivot on the foot. So, you know, not the greatest, kind of lackluster in the articulation department. But all right, so taking a look at Luke Cage, and like I said, I do think this looks pretty good. The likeness is definitely there. He definitely looks like Mike Coulter. They did a pretty good job on the face scan for this guy. The buck is nice. I think this is something new. They do normally do new body molds with the Netflix characters or the movie characters, and they did quite a few nice things on here as far as the boots and the jeans, and they don't look like jeggings like the comic-based Luke Cage, which I'll break out shortly. You know, this was a nice touch putting the watch on here. This is a separate sculpted part, so you can move it around, and I would assume that you can probably take it off if these hands come off. Let's see. Yes, you can actually take it off. It is a complete separate piece, so that's cool. And he definitely seems true to the source material as far as his look with the his signature yellow tight shirt. I think they did a really good job on the sculpting here, because I do feel like this looks very similar to Mike Coulter's body type. You know, it's not like overly buff like the comic version. I mean, he's not like super duper buff in the show, but he's definitely fit and muscular. And yeah, man, I think this looks good. The jeans look good. They're a little faded. They've got the pockets on there. He's got treads on the bottom of the boots. So yeah, man, they did a good job on his goatee. Taking a close look at this face, and the skin tone looks great. You know, Marvel Legends has made some mistakes in the past as far as lightening up some of the darker skinned characters. This guy's unapologetically black, and I love it. And in terms of articulation, yes, the head can pop off, so there's no issues there. I guess I'll try to do some swaps later, but we don't really have too many black characters. This is the problem, to do too many swaps. But this guy is about to be every black person ever. He's about to be me, no question about that, even though I'm not this fit. I got the dad bod, but it's all good. But yeah, articulation, head is on the ball joint. He's going to look down. He's going to look up. So no problem there. Left to right. He gets a little bit of pivot. He can do a full 360, no issues. Shoulders on a ball joint. They're going to come up far. You can do a full 360. You got an upper bicep swivel. You got a double jointed elbow, a swivel, and a hinge on the wrist. You get one click going forward, a couple going back. You get waist articulation, T-joint at the pelvis. Leg is going to come up that far, and a split's going to come out just about that far. I feel like this leg is not coming out as far as this one, but whatever. Upper thigh swivel, double jointed knee. You get a hinge on the foot. You get a pivot. So decent articulation on this guy. You'll definitely be able to get him into some dynamic poses. My only issue with this guy, or one of my issues, is that he didn't have any accessories. He could have came with a hoodie or a beanie or some different hands, some open hands. You know, he's going to be not only punching stuff, he's going to be lifting stuff and pushing stuff. So extra set of hands would have been really nice, especially considering that we don't have too many darker skinned characters to swap out hands with. Alright, size comparison time. On the far left we have the, I guess that was the Rhino Build-A-Figure Wave Misty Knight figure. This is the comic based Misty Knight. We did not get a Netflix series Misty Knight from Marvel Legends just yet, and every single solitary Misty Knight at retail had derpy eyes. They screwed us over with that one. My girl actually repainted the eyes on this version, so mine looks pretty good. Everything else about her looked great. The skin tone, and she looks pretty, she looks good, but you know, all the eyes were just screwed up. And then we got Claire right here on Luke's immediate right on our left, and then we have Jessica Jones, the Man-Thing Build-A-Figure Wave Jessica Jones on the right. And so now you can go back to the first series of Jessica Jones show and do some displays, or you know, you can kind of mix and match things with Defenders, so that's pretty good. And especially considering that we have that Defenders box set that's going to be coming out at SDCC, more opportunities to do Netflix series displays, and quite a bit of opportunity to do a lot of kit bashing. But yo, Luke Cage is out here, man. He's he's a straight up thought, man. He got all the different flavors here. He had Misty Knight, the black chick. He had Claire Temple, the Hispanic chick, and then he was down with the swirl with Jessica Jones. So Luke Cage is out here, man. All right, then we got the Netflix series Punisher, which was also from the Man Thing Build-A-Figure wave, if I'm not mistaken. He's on the far left. And then on the right, speaking of Defenders, you know, I mentioned Defenders in the last segment. This is the Marvel Comics-based Defenders box set. Jessica Jones in her jewel costume. And you know what? I think that this version of Luke Cage, although it is the Netflix series version, does look very similar to how they were illustrating him in the Alias comic book, which is Jessica Jones's like sort of solo miniseries. If you never checked it out, it's pretty interesting. I've talked about it before. It's pretty raw too. But you know, he wasn't drawn like super duper buff, and I think you could kind of match the two of these up pretty well. And a few head swaps real quick. If you wanted to swap the jewel head on the Claire Temple body, it does kind of work. The skin tones don't absolutely match up, but and the head might be just a little big, and it sits just a little bit low on the neck, but you can finesse it. It doesn't look too bad. And I can't remember if this is the Jean Grey head or the Mary Jane head. I don't even remember, but I had it packed in with the Dark Phoenix head that came with the Dark Phoenix and Cyclops in that 2-pack. I just can't remember. I'm confused, but that looks pretty good. And Emma Frost, skin tones definitely don't match up. Looks a little weird. I don't like the way that one looks. And I squeezed in the Netflix series Elektra right to Luke Cage's immediate right, our left. And then on the right, we got that bum-ass Blade figure. Hasbro owes us a do-over with this Blade, but I broke him out because I wanted to see the skin tones. You can see Luke Cage is definitely darker than Blade, though, so a swap is not going to look too great as far as matching up the skin tones. And then I swapped on the unmasked Focus Elektra head onto the Claire Temple body, and that looks good. It was kind of a pain trying to get this head on there. It doesn't look too great from the back, but it does look good as far as the skin tones and stuff. And there's that just for shits and giggles. Not terrible. And there's Kitty Pryde, and that doesn't look too bad. Head might be just a little bit large, but that doesn't look bad at all. And then there he is next to the two comic-based Luke Cage figures. The one from the Thunderbolts box set that was a SDCC exclusive from 2016 or 2015. I'm not sure. Let me know in the comments. I can't remember. But that's the one on the left. And on the right, this is Luke Cage from the Defenders box set that came out recently. That was pretty hard to get. I don't have his hands on them, but you don't need to see the hands. But you can see how much larger those bucks are. I never really liked this mold for Luke Cage. I mean, I kind of do want something this large, but with better articulation and obviously much better looking pants. You see they did a good job on the Netflix series pants. They don't look like super skin tight. Luke Cage just looks like a dork in these comic versions, man. Just so you can see that, that's the gauntlet from the Defenders box set version. It doesn't quite fit as snug as it should, so it's loose, but I didn't bother putting on both, but that's how it looks. And just for a little more fun here, this is the Ultimate Riders motorcycle that goes with Wolverine. I can remember some images of Luke Cage and Jessica Jones on a motorcycle. I don't remember if they actually did ride the motorcycle in the show. Yeah, they did. They did, definitely. Didn't quite look like this, but I just want to see how they fit on there as far as the scaling goes. Fortunately, you don't have any open hands for Luke Cage to even get his hands on the handlebars here. Alright, that's pretty much it. I'm getting up out of here. Not a bad 2-pack. You know, not the greatest thing ever, but I like it. For one, because again, like I said, we got 2 minority characters in 1 pack. I like it for the ideas as far as displaying, and I like it for the possibilities as far as kit bashing. I'm actually about to get a new diorama from my man Chris Lyons. That's like a city street with a bodega and stuff. So, you know, I'm going to be putting together my makeshift Harlem setup. And I'm very interested in doing a lot of displaying with this character. But yeah, so this is one I would definitely recommend. I think you should get out there, support the Netflix series and support the fact that they actually doing this and doing some cool things for people of color. This was something that we asked for. I remember speaking to Dwight at Toy Fair last year at the Hasbro event, and you know, we expressed that we would like to see more Netflix characters, and they surely doing that with this 2-pack and with the upcoming SDCC pack. But yeah, all right, as always, rate, comment, and subscribe. Ring that bell down there, and until next time, peace.